just one minute more for people to join. A little, maybe less than that. While we start. I see some people is connecting to audio here. It seems that it's working. Yeah, I think that we can start here with the introduction. So hello, good afternoon to everyone who is here connected. And this meeting is recorded to that we are going to post in the all the channels for the Geothermal Collegiate competition. So we are here as our second informational session. My name is Diana Acero Allard. I am a researcher for NREL, the National Renewable Energy Lab. And again, happy to be here to talk about this competition that is on. Registrations are open. Yeah, let's go with next. Thank you. The video of our promotional video where you can see the images of students' previous projects and yeah, all that this competition have for the students. So in the chat, if you would like, please let us know where are you joining from and what is your area of study to know each other a little better. Next. Okay, this is just housekeeping. Please, for audio, go through your computer. If you cannot connect to that, the telephone will be the best second option. Mute and keep your audio while is not presented. And to ask a question, please select the chat button that is in the bottom. And type your question while we have. So we will answer those questions in the chat, or if we will have some time at the end of the webinar, we will also answer those questions live. Next. Okay, I want to introduce the team from the Department of Energy from NREL that is making possible this competition. So thank you all for all the help and the support on this. Next. Some competition authority. The geothermal competition is organized by the Department of Energy and administrated by NREL, the National Renewable Energy Lab. The funding is provided by the Department of Energy Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy and the Geothermal Office, Technology Office. And yes, the views that they are going to be expressed here not necessarily represent the views of the Department of Energy. Next. Okay, so what is the Geothermal Collegiate competition? The Geothermal Collegiate competition is a multidisciplinary student teams that to compete for cash prizes, national recognition, and other benefits that come with that, to create concepts, in this case to leverage the geothermal energy for these competitions to create heat and cool for building campuses and communities. The geothermal collegiate competition has been around for a decade, more than a decade. And one important thing here is that while students are getting experience in geothermal, is not necessary that geothermal experience. Next. Okay, so for the competition, we have currently 2 tracks. One is technical and the other is policy. And we have 3 different prizes for the cash prize. And in this one, we have a bonus prize for outstanding submission from Tribal and Community College. Next. So for the technical track, I'm not going to go too much in detail on this because one of the first things that I am going to recommend to all of you is to review the rules document where all this information is very, very well explained and described. But we have a technical track where the teams are going to design the geothermal district heating and cooling for the choice of the choice that they want. That can be the campus, can be a community buildings, hospitals, any type of other campuses. And there are like specific deliverables for the technical track. Next, for the policy track, the the focus and the emphasis on this is going to be through the regulatory environment, the financial incentives, and economic assessment, including the workforce that these systems or the creation of this system could create and have in their design. Next. Okay, so where we are here today, September 12th, with our informational webinar number 2. We are with open registrations for the teams. September 16, that is the next Monday, we have our first deadline for registration, and this is for those teams that will be interested to be paired with one of our mentors, industry mentors that we have in our program. If you register, fully register, what it means to be registering Hero X, and for the Captain to register the team, filling the registration form, you will have the opportunity to be paired with one of our mentors. So it's an important deadline that we have on Monday. Our last deadline for teams to register is October 7, and then we will have other dates. That is the progress one submission deadline to submit your deliverables in progress to be reviewed by our team. And the final submission deadline, it will be in December 20th. Next. Okay, so as I mentioned, the mentor program. So the idea of having mentors is going to be benefit for the teams to connect. The mentors are going to help to connect them with specific resources that they know, maybe giving them feedback about the deliverables, how the progress on how they are emphasize their project, and share this experience that they already have in the renewable energy industry. Next. Okay, I mentioned the progress submission that is going to be in October 28th for those teams that are already registered and they are already entered in the competition. This is an excellent way to see where you are in the progress and to maybe improve or add or seeing what in your submission you are doing very well, and maybe something that it needs to be increased or doing in a different ways is an excellent way to do that before the final deliverables. Next. And the final submission will be in December 20th of this year. Again, next, all this information is in the rules document. We will put is one of our links that they are in the information for the competition. So you can go there and see the document, all this information very, very well described. So key requirements is every team, it has to be at least 3 students, minimum 3 students. One of them should be named the captain. The teams, they should complete the team registration form by September 16 if your team is interested in this be paired with the mentor. And the final registration for all teams is for October 7. I think that this is a little bit about like what are the deliverables, but again, this is explained in the rules. They are very well-defined deliverables and documents with some specifications, so read very well the rules document for that. Next. Okay, stakeholder engagement event. This is one of the unique points of the Geothermal Collegiate competition. While you are, the teams are doing the project and during the progress, one part of that is engagement with the stakeholders that the project will have. So inside that, it will be one part of the deliverables and also the stakeholder engagement event plan. So this is for the first place teams will hold an in-person stakeholder, what they had been planned from the project to do. And this is going to be between spring and summer of next year. So once the winners are announced, this event will be part of the after winning announcement. Where the universities of the team captains will receive an extra $9,000 for supporting this event. Next. Okay. So a little bit of the eligibility, as I mentioned, the teams must be at least 3 participant students, 3 or more. All of them, they must be enrolled in a collegiate institution during the semester. And by collegiate institution, we are talking about any post-secondary institution. So collegiate students at any level are eligible to compete. More details about eligibility also is documented in the rules document. Next. Like all this information, one key one is the team captain is the one that it should be the account holder for the Hero X and also must be US citizen or permanent resident. This is for the payment reasons. Teams, you are encouraged completely to have a faculty advisor, and it's actually very good. We have seen is a very good support that the teams have, but it's not required that you have a faculty advisor. Yes, multidisciplinary teams are encouraged, so start talking probably not only with your, your classmates, but outside of their teams with multidisciplinary majors and careers is definitely very good, and we have seen that for the teams. Next. Okay, so what do you need to do right now? You can go to the Hero X Geothermal competition page for the 2024, create your account if you don't have that yet, and start following the challenge. When you have your team completely formed, you will select an entry and fill that form, that registration form, to officially be registered in the competition. Again, by September 16, if your team is interested in being paired with a mentor, or by October 7. Next. Okay, well, this is an announcement, a new announcement today, and something that we are very, very happy to do. We will love to chat with you, and we know that sometimes you might have questions. Is this competition for me? We are not sure about it, or simply have like some questions about the competition, something that we can help you. So to meet with a competition organizer, we have a 15 minutes type of hours to chat about that. So we are going to put the link in the chat here to book. So you will be able to book a 15-minute talk with one of the organizers in case that you have questions. If maybe you don't have time for a meeting, the email is always available. So please send those questions to geo.competition@nrel.gov. Next. Perfect. Okay. Summary. Next one. So start talking with your classmates. Start talking with whoever you want to be in your team or to have it. Register in HeroX, create the account, follow the challenge, and by September 16, complete the registration form to be able to get an access to a mentor from our mentor program. If no, until October 7, other teams will have the opportunity to do that. That will be the deadline for registration. Please read the rules. The rules document is not too long, but it's very, 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 very defined what the competition is looking, what is the evaluation criteria, what are the deliverables, prices, all of the information, important critical information is there in that document. There are also in the rules document resources that you can use. So start getting familiar definitely with those and start working, design the solutions. Remember the first deadline for those teams that they are already registered is going to be in October 28th. Optional is an optional progress submission. Next, I think the next probably is the last one. Yes, with this I am going to open the floor for Stephanie, my coworker with this great panel that we have today. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Welcome everyone to our exciting Geothermal Collegiate competition panel. So I want to extend my gratitude to all the panelists and all the attendees for joining us today. We have an exceptional lineup of panelists who have previously participated as students in past Geothermal Collegiate competitions and have since evolved into experts in the field of geothermal energy. They will share their insights and experience, enriching our understanding of why you as students should participate in this competition. Let me start with the introduction. So I'm going to introduce myself. So as Diana already mentioned, my name is Stephanie Davalos. I'm your moderator for this session today. And I'm a geologist and researcher 3 at the National Renewable Energy Lab. And I also participated in the GCC in 2021 while I was a PhD student at Oklahoma State University. Our team comprised of students from the University of Oklahoma, OU, work on designing a ground source heat pump system for the health center of the Cherokee Nations in Salisaw, Oklahoma. So, and that was part of my experience in the GCC. It was a very exciting experience. With that, now I will invite each panelist to introduce themselves, more or less 1 minute approximate, starting with Nicholas, followed by Jessica, then Joseph, and finally Munes.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Nicholas Fry. I am currently a geothermal consultant and the Thermal Energy Networks market lead for Jacobs Engineering Group, a company of about 60,000 people. So my experience with the Geothermal Collegiate competition started in 2019 by characterizing some district heating systems for Colorado. Then I proceeded to do a couple of additional competitions with folks from University of North Dakota, also characterizing geothermal district heating for some communities. It was a great experience, and I was fortunate enough to carry that over this last year as a mentor, which was a very rewarding experience. So thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, thank you. Let's continue with Jessica. Yeah,
I'm Jessica Bluestone. I'm the Tribal Community Engagement Manager with Geothermal Rising, and I participated fall 2020, spring 2021, and the 2022 Collegiate Challenge along with Nick and Muniz.
Yeah, let's continue with Joseph. Thank you.
Yes. Hello, everybody. My name's Joseph Petir. I'm the geothermal lead with Tavera. I competed in the Collegiate Challenge, I want to say 2012. It was maybe the second year of the challenge, or maybe even the first year. So it was very enjoyable. Surprisingly, we did not compete since then as a team where I was doing my PhD, but it was definitely fun and glad to be here talking about my experience, what feels like so long ago.
Yeah, thank you, Joseph. Let's continue with the introduction of Munes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Munessa Alamuti. I'm the CEO of the Geothinkers company. I participated in the Geothermal Collegiate competition in 2020, 2021, and 2022, representing the University of North Dakota alongside with Nick and Jessica.
Yeah, thank you all panelists for being here. So let's start then with the first questions. The first question, it will be for Munes and Nicolas to answer, and is the following. Would you recommend the GCC to current students and why? So please answer this question in approximately 1 minute per person.
And as you go ahead first, yeah.
Okay, so my answer is an enthusiastic yes, and here's why. What sets this competition actually apart from the other competition that probably a student would attend would be the interdisciplinary nature of it. It's not just for the geoscientist or geoscience student and engineering. It welcomes participants from finance, regional planning, sustainability design, and more. And that reflects the reality of the energy sector where diverse skills and perspective are essential for the success. Additional to that, the student gain hands-on experience that goes beyond the classroom. The way that the competition goes is just like that the student have to apply the theoretical knowledge to the actual scenarios and developing the critical skills in problem solving, teamwork, and communication. And these are exactly the competencies that employees in the clean energy sector and beyond are looking for in the graduates. I guess that the last things that is really interesting for the student and probably for all the people who usually attend to these type of events is just the networking opportunities because a student can interact with the professional industry expert and this connection can open up doors to the internship, job opportunities, and collaboration that might otherwise be out of reach.
Yeah, I'll just second what Moon has already said. She pretty much laid out everything that you need to know about the benefits of participating in the geothermal collegiate competition, but it is that multi-component, multidisciplinary project development and strategy that you have to undertake for the competition to unfold that you're going to get the most value from. It's simply not something that universities themselves do very well on their own, but if you all come together with your colleagues, your mentors, your faculty advisor, you're going to get more out of it than you ever could in the classroom alone.
Yeah, thank you, Mons and Nicolas. I really love the aspect of like this multidisciplinary and solving problem, like answer, like working as a team and solving like a real life problem that you're gonna encounter when for the industry in the future. Yeah, this is an amazing like answer. Let's follow the second question. And this question, I will ask Joseph and Jessica to answer this one. So what were some of your favorite things as a student participating in the GCC?
I'll go first. So, working with our team, we had a really hardworking group of people, and I think that pushed everyone to do a better job and just made the end product great. And I also really liked working with my community, MHA Nation. So I got to work with my tribal council in kind of the community engagement capacity. And it was great seeing their enthusiasm and excitement about the project.
And then I'll add in from a technical standpoint, one of the aspects that was really enjoyable was using new software and looking at a new area that I wouldn't have done in the classroom and as part of my regular either classes or as part of my research. It was a completely separate area and it really forces you to, as everybody's saying, it forces you to apply the theoretical knowledge that you're learning so that you can start seeing how you actually use it in the real world and actually developing a real life project.
Well, thank you, Jessica and Joseph. Yeah, I like that aspect also of like the knowledge of a new software and also participate with some of the people and talented people and have all these like brilliant ideas to solve these problems. So let's continue with the third question, and I'm gonna ask Munes and Joseph again to answer this one. So what were some advantages in your career after participating in the GCC?
So for me, on the soft skills side, the competition enhanced my ability to collaborate in diverse teams, like working with a student from various discipline, background, and even culture taught me to communicate complex technical concepts, a skill I use daily now. It also honed my presentation skills as we had to pitch our ideas to different people and stakeholders. I also developed crucial leadership skills, delegating tasks, managing timeline, motivating team members, even when we face the challenges. Competition also improved my adaptability and resilience, teaching me to be flexible, but at the same time persistent when we face any kind of setbacks. But in terms of the hardest skills, the competition provided hands-on experience with geothermal system design. I used and learned to use the industry standard software for resource assessment and system modeling. Or data analysis became one of my strengths as we interpreted geological data to develop our proposal. I also gained project management technique specific to energy project, like learning about feasibility studies, cost benefit analysis, or how to create detailed project timeline. Additionally, it improved my technical writing skill by crafting compelling, technically accurate proposal. And as a result, the competition provided a unique platform to develop the blends of this soft and hard skill, which has been instrumental in my career advancement.
I'll second everything Munez is saying there. The other aspect that I think you also get is an understanding of some of those questions that you probably wouldn't see in the classroom. So sometimes you'll start to get asked financial questions. And obviously that's a very important part of industry, but you don't necessarily get that when you're doing your numerical models in MATLAB in the lab working on your specific field site. So I think that larger picture and an understanding of the whole picture of what it takes to really bring a project to fruition, that was kind of the only thing that I think wasn't touched there. Everything else is it really sharpens you in every single aspect of your ability to be a professional.
Wow, thank you, Munes and Joseph, for that like answer. So yeah, I agree that like the competition help you with like increase some of the capabilities or like abilities in the yeah like project manager and financial stuff. Yeah, that's something that you sometimes don't have in the university college as classes. So yeah, definitely those two are very important. Um, Thank you. Let's go for the last question of this panel now, and I'm gonna ask Nick and Jessica to answer this one. So what suggestions do you have for students who are considering participating in the current GCC?
I'll start. So, finding a great team is important. Finding a multidisciplinary team. You don't have to stick to your own school. Our team, we had people from UND and the University of Reykjavik. Yeah, and take advantage of getting paired with a mentor. I don't believe that we had that option when we participated, but it seems like that would be a fantastic resource. And really like leaning into the aspects of the competition that you find difficult, because that's where you're gonna learn the most, like really digging into software that you're not comfortable with, finance modeling that you have no background in, because that's where you learn the most.
Yeah, awesome answers, Jessica. If I was to give advice to the teams going forward, Take a look at what's already happened based on the GCC in the past. Some of these projects are actually proceeding with detailed design and in some cases construction. So I would suggest that participants get in the mindset from day one that this should be realistic. This is something that they want to execute in the end. The deliverables are just the start for the GCC, and you could potentially proceed to a commercial venture with whatever you come up with. And what really matters here is you're pushing the envelope for the energy transition, and making a sustainable system is important. Don't underestimate the power of simplicity for whatever system you come up with, and just build the wheel, don't reinvent it.
Well, thank you so much, Jessica, Nicholas, for that last answer. Yeah, I like it a lot. So yeah, so let's add any comments if you have some panelists, but if not, we can continue with questions for the audience. Yeah.
I had one more thought that one thing that, especially if you're earlier on in your collegiate career, I think it is very helpful, because one thing that I know I was sweating profusely during my PhD defense, and I feel like this is a good opportunity to get some of that sweat out and start working on thinking on your feet and really getting in front of people who may seem and feel intimidating, and realize that we're all here to geothermal everywhere. So that's all.
Yeah, thank you. Amazing thoughts here. Thank you so much. Yeah, let me give you like a quick minute. So if you have any questions, you can write it in the chat, or just yeah, just unmute your microphone and let us know. But by the meantime, yeah, remember that some of the deadlines for the collegiate competition. So if you want a mentor you already hear all the thoughts and suggestions here from the panelists, please register by the September 16th. So that's the registration deadline for mentors assignment. And October 7th is the final registration deadline. In October 28th, the progress submission deadline, and November 12th, you're gonna get the feedback provided by the reviewers. And December 20 is the final submission online.
Well, I have a question for all the panelists. If it's, yeah, I think that we have time for this. So none of you are students, so you cannot apply for for at least the current competition. So I wanted to ask if you will be able to, participate again, what you will do different? What will be something that you thought like, oh, we missed that part, or yes, something specifically for your competition? And this is a question for all of you. Yeah, whoever wants to take it first.
I'll go first because I like saying this. Every project, whether it's collegiate or industry, you should always be coming away with more questions about what you can do better the next time, and thoughts about what you could have improved along the way. You're never going to get it perfect, right? So I think if I had to do things over again, it would be nitpicking all of the tremendous work that we put into those GCCs in the past. But in reality, we all did the best we could along the way, and that's what mattered. You can always worry about process improvement later.
I will reiterate what Nicholas said about thinking through projects and planning that this is just the beginning of a project, because that's something that I would say my team did not do. We were not considering this as a potential forward venture. Now, it did turn into some peer-reviewed work and additional research, but it did not it did not have the legs that recent projects have had. And so that's something that I think it is very real, because this is the results that are coming out of the competition nowadays are amazing. And being able to take it from a student-led competition into a sustainable commercial product, I think that is very real, and something that all groups should have in their mind, that these can continue, provided that you have that in mind from the beginning.
Excellent.
So we had a particularly large team, which was fantastic, but there might be a benefit to having maybe like 8 people like max, because then maybe it's easier to kind of track what people are working on. And because there were a couple times in there where it got a bit confusing of like who had ownership over which aspect. But overall, like it was a fantastic experience.
Yeah, to all people mentioned, I feel like that it's also good to be prepared to adapt, because as you progress with like the competition, during our time, we receive like a new information and feedback from like the mentors and I guess that the judges, and it's always good to be flexible and refine the proposal accordingly. And plus to that, I believe that it's very good to enjoy the whole process, because I know that as Jessica mentioned, since we have like too many people in our group, some of the people, because of like the competition, they were pretty stressed out. And I guess that looking at it as like a learning process, make it enjoyable as well. So these are the things that I'm thinking about.
Good, good. And that is the goal of this for sure. And make it like a good experience. And, every person, every team is going to have a different experience on that. So it's good. Thank you. There is a question in the chat that maybe we can answer. This is a question for the competition. So what is the timeline for the site selection? So Hamid, so to register your team, we have 2 specific deadlines. One is September 16, if your team would like to be able to get paired with a mentor, or October 7 for the registration of the team. You can start the project anytime you want, but the site selection is part of the project. So part of the project is the first site selection is where your project is going to be developed. So that is part of the whole process. So the site selection, if I am understanding, it can be changed. Unfortunately, no. I think that it will be just the site that you will do. You and your team will do the project. Yeah, so it cannot be changed after the stakeholder engagement. Can you extend the team after the stakeholder engagement? So let me maybe clarify this. The stakeholder engagement event is happening after the winning the winning announcements are happening. So that is going to be something for only the team that is going to win the first place, that is going to do that event after that. So the stakeholder engagement plan, these approximations to them, everything on plan is in a documentation as part of the deliverables, but the actual event, it will happen after, only for the first place winners. Yes, I want also to reiterate the link for the bookings. If you have questions, specific questions about your project, you are still not sure about if this competition is for you or this, so please use that resource to talk to one of us directly. Thank you.
Diana, I just wanted to clarify too that folks don't need to have their site selected at registration, right? Like they can register their team, but they don't need to have their site picked by that October 7th deadline. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct. That is part of of the project, right? Like the project is going to, you will have to have a site select and everything, but to register, you don't have to have that. To register, you only have to have 3 students. One of them is going to be the captains. Fill the form that is just a general information about your team and start participating and start, developing the deliverables about your project. Mhm. Okay. Yeah. So maybe any final thoughts from our great panelists? I find this very interesting because it's to see back when you participate and when you were thinking about like, should we participate? This is for us. And so really thank you, because this help the future participants to see what is expected from the students' perspective. So thank you. I don't know if anyone of you have like some final notes or some final thoughts.
Don't hesitate. Sign up. You'll figure it out later.
Hey, yeah, I think that with this, if we don't have more questions in the chat, thank you all for participating today. Keep up with the information. Remember, form your team, register, start your project, and yeah, we will see you during the competition to all of you. Thank you.